I'm here at Alton Towers. It's located in a beautiful part of the English countryside. It's got 10 roller coasters for me to get on today, including my second favourite roller coaster in the whole country, Nemesis Reborn. It's also got a record holder with the Smiler, which holds the world record for the most inversions on any roller coaster. My name is Max Grindon and this is Max G-Force. I have just entered the park back there and look at this stunning scenery. You've got the towers over there. It's absolutely stunning. There's like some beautiful gardens which are really well kept over there. I'll show you them later on in the vlog, but there's only one thing that I want to get to right now, and it's the Smiler. A lot of people say that you shouldn't go to the Smiler first because everyone heads there, and it is true, there are a lot of people heading there now, but it's one of my favourites in the park and they've got a single rider line for it, so I'm going to head into that, see how long it takes, and yeah, I'm really excited. I absolutely love Alton Towers, and I'm just coming up to Spimble Whizzer. So you pass this on your way down to X Sector over where the Smiler is. This is a Mara spinning coaster. I rode one of these in Chessington World of Adventures, Dragon's Fury. Yeah, be sure to check out that vlog if you haven't already. I'll try to get on Spimble Whizzer later today because that's another one which has a single rider line. So Alton Towers is quite good because they do have a few of their coasters do have single rider lines, which is great. Also, the park has literally just like opened. It's 10 o'clock. And that's one of the things with Alton Towers. They let you into the park from 9 o'clock. So, you know, they give you a whole hour to get here. And I would highly recommend coming here nice and early so you're all ready for opening, because the car park is located really far away from the main theme park. And so there's two options to get into the park. You can either use the monorail, or you can literally just walk and do like a 10-minute, 15-minute walk. I was originally going to go on the monorail today, but the queue was massive for it. The operations aren't that great on it either. It's also not a really good first impression to the park because the monorail's quite outdated and it's quite grubby in there. The windows aren't very clear. They've plastered a poster on the outside of the windows. Very strange. So yeah, I recommend coming to Alton Towers from, you know, 9:30 at the very latest. And look at this. I've just made my way to X Sector. Here it is, the Smiler. This is a Gerstlauer Infinity Coaster. It's got 14 inversions. It sounds like it's running, hopefully. I mean, I don't see a train on the track. Oh no, there it is. There it is, that's a good sign. Well, I've made my way down to the Smiler now. This is a brilliant roller coaster. It's one of my favourites in the park. It's got 14 inversions, a world record holder, and I'm going to enter the single rider line now, and I'll see you in there. And here we are. I've just entered the single rider line now. Oh my gosh. Look at all this coaster track. This is just unbelievable, isn't it? Wow. And that right there is one of the best parts of the ride. It's an airtime hill. You get great ejector on that. But I'll give you my full review on it after the ride, after I get off. So yeah, when you've entered the single rider line, it's actually the same one for ride access pass, fast track, and then single riders here. So let's have a look at how busy it is. I mean, what a fantastic queue line to wait in, just watching all this track. It's really good. So yeah, you go in here, and then, oh yeah, it's dead. I'm going to get a few re-rides on this. And look at this, the single rider is just completely empty. Wow. I'll let you know how it rides when I get on. Well, I've just got off my third ride on the Smiler. The single rider queue was completely dead. It was absolutely the right thing to do coming here first thing in the morning. So if you're happy to be split up with your group, go into the single rider first thing in the day. It's really worth doing. So what do I think of the Smiler? I think the layout is fantastic. The fact that they've been able to fit in so many inversions in such a small footprint, it's incredible. My favourite part of the ride, I mentioned it earlier actually, it is that airtime hill right there. So funnily enough, my favourite part of the Smiler isn't an inversion. So yeah, they've only got like two airtime hills. One is quite mild. I think it's got a little bit of a trim brake on it. But the second one here, you get great ejector on that. So as for the ride experience itself, it's quite rough now. It's got more janky as the year's gone on really, because I came here earlier this year and it was pretty rough, but now you can really quite feel it. And you've got to think, I've had 3 rides on this today. I've sat in the back row, the row 3 and row 2, so all the rows apart from row 1, and yeah, all of them, it's a pretty uncomfortable ride, but despite that, the amount it fits in is just really good fun. You've also got loads of force on this thing. At the bottom of loads of those loops there, you get tons of G-force. You really do feel the G's on this coaster. And coming into the brakes on the second lift hill, just as you enter those brakes, my eyes are just rolling from all the forces. So it's a really forceful ride. Yeah, it's a bit of an uncomfortable run, but it's nice and long. It's a nice long experience. It's definitely worth the wait, this one, and I'm really pleased that I've managed to fit in 3 rides already this morning. So yeah, the Smiler, it's a brilliant coaster at Alton Towers. It really is. Having just ridden the Smiler 3 times and going, I worked it out, I've been upside down 42 times already, and I've not even been in the park for more than an hour, which is awesome. So unfortunately, I was going to get on Oblivion, which is in the same land as the Smiler in X Sector, but Oblivion went down just as I was going to get on it. So I'm just walking past the Alton Towers now. I mean, how incredible is it that this theme park has a real centrepiece with real history? Yeah, it was the Earls of Shrewsbury that lived in these towers. This is a proper estate of the British royal family, and it was sold later on. It's a really cool theme park, but the downside to it is there's a lot of walking involved with it because it is located on a very large estate. There's loads of walking involved with Alton Towers. So it's great that they've reopened the Sky Ride now, which it had been shut for years. Max from the future here. Unfortunately, the Sky Ride ended up being closed all day, and on the Alton Towers mobile app it said it was closed due to, and I quote, warm weather. Now, I'd heard that when they were doing the refurbishment to the Sky Ride that they hadn't fitted air conditioning into the gondolas, so it can't operate during heat waves. But you know what? It wasn't even that warm this day, so yeah, it's a shame I didn't get on it today. But you know what? Hopefully it will be open on my next visit, because I really do enjoy the Sky Ride. You get fantastic views, and it's really helpful to move around such a large park. And I'm also just passing Hex now, the Legend of the Towers. This is another ride that had been closed for a very long time. So yeah, it's a Vekoma Madhouse, and if you've never been on one of them before, going on it for your first time is so much fun because you just don't know what to expect. Yeah, it's great fun. I absolutely love Hex. And here it is, the Dark Forest. I've made my way over to Rita now. It's an Intamin accelerator coaster. It launches riders from 0 to 61 miles per hour in 2.5 seconds. So it's a really snappy launch because it is using that traditional hydraulic launch system, which you don't see much nowadays. I was only talking about it in my Thorpe Park vlog over at Stealth, which is essentially like the sister coaster to Rita. That also is an Intamin accelerator and has this hydraulic launch. But Rita's been closed for over 2 months, and I'm really glad that it has only recently reopened, ready for my trip here today. So that's great. But yeah, in that vlog over at Thorpe Park, I was talking about how unreliable the hydraulic launch system on these coasters have proven, and Rita's no different. It's proven pretty unreliable over the years, and as it gets older, it's just going to get more and more less reliable. So I do wonder how long it has left at this park, but I'll let you know how it rides when I get off. I have just got off my one ride there on Rita. I queued about 60 minutes for it, so I waited quite a while for what is a pretty short ride. But you know what? I'm going to say a little bit of a controversial opinion here, because I know a lot of coaster enthusiasts don't like Rita. But you know what? I think it is great. Basically, Rita's just full of twists and turns, and as you're entering them, you're pulling quite a bit of G's, and I get a little bit of a grey out on Rita. So there's plenty of force on it. That's great fun. So yeah, I'd say the best part of this ride is definitely that first launch, the 61 mile per hour launch. It's really whippy. I love these Intamin accelerator coasters for those super whippy launches. And then you bank to the right here, that like whips you to the right. You could get a little bit of a headbang there if you're not prepared for that. And yeah, basically the ride is just twists and turns from there on, but it's full of force and yeah, great sense of speed. I do enjoy Rita. Also, I've got a fun fact for you as well. Basically, this coaster is painted mostly red, but at the highest points there is painted green. And that is because of the tree line. It's basically, they've got a lot of angry locals around Alton Towers that, you know, make a lot of complaints. So the local government basically have put in a height restriction, but there you go. It does mean they have to get really creative with their rides. And yeah, that's why that little bit of track is green at the top there to blend in with the trees. And you know, another thing is, you know, Nemesis Reborn wouldn't be the coaster that it is if it wasn't for that height restriction. So it is a bit of a blessing in disguise, that. Okay, so after doing Rita now, literally right next door to it is 13, which is an Intamin multi-dimension roller coaster. It's a family coaster, and it does have a very fun surprise in there, and I'll let you know how it rides when I get off. And I've just got off 13 there, my one ride on it. I absolutely love 13. So yeah, it is themed, it's got a bit of a scary theme, And I would actually say it's on the higher end of a family coaster, this one, because I mean it starts off pretty calm and good fun as well. So it's got a tyre driven lift hill. It's actually quite a taller drop than you'd expect. But unfortunately the first drop on this thing, it is trimmed, so it's only really good on the back row, I'd say. And I got a row 2 ride there, so the first drop wasn't the best part of this ride. So after the first drop there, you've got a few little airtime hills which were actually quite good fun. It's lovely and smooth as well, and then you get into the best part of the ride. You go up a little booster lift hill, and that brings you indoors, which is where you come to a full stop, and then you're like, oh, what's going on in here? And then it drops you. This was the world's first drop track on any roller coaster in the world, which means the track disconnects and literally falls down. And it's got a small drop at the start. It drops you literally like a foot, and then it's got the full drop track. That is great fun, and it is so funny when you bring someone on it who isn't expecting that. So definitely do that and trick them, because it's so funny. Once you've fallen down that drop track, you go backwards. You go down a little drop there and you're going backwards through a tunnel. You know, riding it just there, it's quite a hot day today. You got a lovely breeze in that tunnel. It was really quite cool, in both meanings of the word. So yeah, 13 is a really good full package ride. And something I forgot to mention about 13 is I actually used the single rider line they've got there. So it's great. Quite a few coasters here have single rider lines, not all of them, but yeah, that cut quite a big queue down to just 20 minutes, I'd say. And by the way, if you've made it this far into the vlog, then please do be sure to smash that like button and consider subscribing to the channel, because it really does help out and is obviously greatly appreciated. And once again, I'm just passing the incredible Alton Towers. What a fantastic centerpiece for this theme park. And just to our right here, you'll see in just a moment, but you've got absolutely stunning, well-kept gardens. And it sort of goes down into this canyon here, and yeah, I'll show you that in just a moment. And this is what I was talking about. I mean, just look at these trees. They're, you know, I wonder how old they are. They must be, you know, so old, some of these trees, to get this massive. Yeah, it's really stunning, this park. And just to our right here, wow, look at these gardens. You get an even better view as I keep walking around here. They've got like a fountain right at the bottom of them, which hasn't been on recently, and no, it's not on at the moment, sadly, but right down there there'll be a fountain on sometimes, and it really does look stunning. I remember there was a concept by John Wardley, the guy that designed Nemesis Reborn. He designed a concept roller coaster to go across this canyon, a wooden roller coaster. It would drop down and then go up and then drop down on the other side. I mean, how fantastic would that ride have been? I'm gonna grab lunch because I'm getting a bit hungry now. It's 1 o'clock, so it's probably gonna be pretty busy. I'm gonna go to they've got like a burger place next to Wicker Man. And I've made my way down into Katanga Canyon now. I've just had lunch over at the burger kitchen there, just next to Wicker Man in Mutiny Bay. And the burger I had there, it was edible. It was just all right. I'll be heading over to do the Congo River Rapids now to let my food go down. That is, I think, a really good rapids ride, and it is in this land here, Katanga Canyon. And I'm just on my way to Congo River Rapids now. And look, they've got several waterfalls here. So yeah, you turn left up here, and over here is the Congo River Rapids, as well as the Runaway Mine Train, which is a Mack powered coaster. And I've made my way over to the Congo River Rapids now. I love a good rapids ride, I really do. And yeah, I'll let you know how it rides when I get off. I've just got off my one ride there on Congo River Rapids. I waited about 30 minutes for it and it's totally worth it. It is such a good rapids ride. You get loads of speed on there as well, and I got a bit of a spin on it as well. So it's way better than Roomba Rapids over at Thorpe Park, especially when all the effects are working here on Congo River Rapids. They've got some brilliant waterfalls that have been out of action for quite some time. It is just really, really good fun. It's a nice long rapids ride as well, and a really cool part of it is it goes through a tunnel, which is the same tunnel that Runaway Mine Train goes through. So, and you go through it at quite some speed, and if you're really lucky, you can duel with the Runaway Mine Train. That would be great fun, because I'm sure the sound of the train just echoes within that tunnel and just sounds fantastic. So yeah, I really do enjoy the Congo River Rapids. It's a really good ride here at Alton Towers. And I'm just leaving Katanga Canyon now. I actually didn't ride the Runaway Mine Train today. It's only a Mack powered coaster, even though it is probably one of the best Mack powered coasters in the UK, because it's got a custom layout and it's quite a long layout as well, and you get 2 laps on it. So it is a really good family coaster as well. So yeah, I'm now entering the Alton Manor section of the park here, which is home to the Curse at the Alton Manor, which used to be Jewel, which used to be like an indoor shooting dark ride. But they recently rethemed it to remove the guns in there and just make it just a normal dark ride going through several scenes. And I'm going to go on it right now, and I'll let you know how it rides when I get off.
On the 31st of December 1891, Mr. and Mrs. Alton held a party to celebrate the turning of a new year. However, on the final chime of midnight,
the use of mobile phones and cameras is strictly forbidden in the manor.
And I've just come off of the Alton Manor, the Curse at the Alton Manor, and it's a really good dark ride, that is. They've got loads of practical sets in there now. My favourite effect in there, and this is all spoilers by the way, my favourite effect in there is when you're in the car and you look to your right and there's loads of mirrors, and you see yourself in the mirror in the car, and then magically I think like a ghost appears sitting on the car in front of you, and you disappear. I think that's how it worked from my memory of riding it last year. That effect wasn't working today, which was a real shame, because like I said, it is my favourite effect in there. But you've got loads of really cool practical effects in there. You've got a massive spider, so and a few other spiders which give you jump scares. So if you are arachnophobic, then you won't like the Curse at the Alton Manor. So yeah, it's all really good in there, but it is a shame that the practical effects are somewhat unreliable, because it's not the first time that's happened to me. And during that little review I've just given you, I've made my way to Forbidden Valley. This is my favourite part, my favourite land at Alton Towers. They've completely done it up now. They've got that massive like tank thing. Yeah, they did it up when they were rebuilding Nemesis Reborn. You've got Nemesis Subterra there, that was closed for many years. Yet another ride that has been closed for a long time, and that has now reopened, which is great. But believe it or not, I have never ridden it. So one day I will ride that and give you a full review for that. But right now I'm only interested in getting on one thing, and that is Nemesis Reborn. Also, by the way, look at that helicopter. I mean, this Forbidden Valley really is a fantastic themed land here. It's like themed to the Phalanx, which is like a military sort of organisation that has taken over the land to take control of Nemesis, which is a theme to be like an alien that has invaded. And oh, I'm getting really excited just walking up to it now. It really is such a good ride. Yeah, when they re-themed this and they had to retrack it because the original Nemesis roller coaster, it got really quite old, so they had to replace the track. They had to decide either were they going to replace the track or were they just going to scrap it all together. So they have decided to retrack it, which I really think was the right decision because it's such a good layout, this one. Look at that track design. I've never seen anything quite like it before in my short time of being a coaster enthusiast. Look at the track design. They've hand painted every single track piece to match with like the Nemesis monster, like the veins running through its body, really, because I know with the old theme the roller coaster was like the chains that was holding down the Nemesis creature, but now you're basically riding it. Oh, listen to that roar. It's such a well-themed land, this now. And look at the Nemesis Eye. I'll get you a close-up of that later. It is such a spectacle to watch. And I've just entered the Nemesis Reborn station now. I have to say, this has got to be one of the best themed stations of any roller coaster in the country. We're inside the Nemesis creature right now. You can literally see like the inside of its rib cage there. Oh, I'm really excited for this, and I'll let you know how it rides when I get off. Just come off Nemesis Reborn. They've got a seat assigner in there, and so I wasn't sure whether I was going to be able to ride on the back row, but he let me ride the back row. I got row 8 on that, and back row is definitely the best place to ride Nemesis Reborn. The amount of force you get on this coaster is just insane. Right, so where do I start? Well, you come down a pretty small drop, actually. You enter a corkscrew there, which is good fun. Your first inversion on the ride, and then you enter the downward helix. That downward helix is my favourite part about Nemesis Reborn. You get the most amount of sustained positive G-force when you are going down that downward helix. Down, literally, you spiral down into that trench there, and this coaster just feels relentless. It gives you that just incredible, relentless feeling you get on some of the most extreme and amazing roller coasters that I've ever been on. Like the same level of relentlessness as Still Vengeance. Yes, this isn't anything like Still Vengeance, but it just gives you that level of just out of control. It feels out of control, this ride. It is amazing. One of the best ways I can describe it is when you're pulling the really massive G's, you feel it in the bottom of your feet. You feel the blood gushing down, as the force pins you down in your seat. You feel that so much on this coaster. It really is something special. I've ridden 4 B&M Inverts. My first was Nemesis Inferno at Thorpe Park. I've ridden Montu at Busch Gardens Tampa, and I've ridden Raptor at Cedar Point. And many people say Montu is like one of the best, if not the best, as well as Raptor. They don't beat Nemesis Reborn for me. Nemesis remains the best B&M Invert I have ever ridden in the world. I am yet to find a B&M Invert that can deliver as much sustained G-force as Nemesis Reborn. That just shows you how incredible and how world class this coaster is that Alton Towers has. It really is amazing. And I have to just say, look at this eye. So this was part of the new re-theme. I think it's fantastic. And you'll see it reacts when the train goes through the 0G roll there. Honestly, the theming of this ride just makes it that much better. It really is impressive. The original Nemesis was designed by the absolutely legendary coaster designer, John Wardley. He is the guy that came up with this world-class layout, and just the idea to use dynamite. They had to use dynamite to blast mine all the trenches here, because Nemesis Reborn has had to be built, parts of it underground, in order to carry the amount of speed that this coaster needs. And that's one of the things with Alton Towers is, I mentioned it earlier in this vlog, this park has a height restriction. They can't build above the tree line, and it's thanks to that we have Nemesis Reborn, because they've had to be really creative with their roller coasters, and in order to deliver such a high-speed ride, yeah, they've had to build it underground, and thank God they did, because it's really created one of my favourite roller coasters that I've ever been on. It really is that good. I absolutely love it. And having just been on my favourite coaster in the park, right next to it is Galactica. This opened in 2002. It was the world's first B&M flying coaster. So yet another coaster here that is a prototype. The other prototypes in the park include Oblivion, the world's first B&M dive machine, and 13, the first ever coaster with a drop track. So Alton Towers do like their world's firsts. But yeah, I'm heading over to Galactica now. I think this is a fantastic family thrill coaster. It's got the perfect combination of thrill and chill. Even though that reminds me of a ride over in Holland that I'll be doing in the future, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, Galactica is the perfect combination of a thrilling family coaster, because it's not too intense whatsoever. It's got 2 inversions. I think this is a great stepping stone for getting into bigger roller coasters. I really do. For someone that's sort of scared of roller coasters, they would appreciate the size of the restraints on Galactica, and they're quite comfortable as well. So yeah, it's a really good one for getting into roller coasters, this. And yeah, I'll let you know how it rides when I get off. Well, that was a little bit of a disaster. So I entered the queue line. It advertised as 25 minutes, and then they've raised the time, and it was moving really quite slowly. So then I thought, oh, actually, I've just noticed they've got a single rider. So I gave that a shot, and it was moving dreadfully slow. So I cut my loss, and I decided to walk out of the queue. Look, I want to make sure I get everything done that I want to do today, and Galactica, while I do enjoy it, it's not one of my absolute favourites at the park. Despite that, I'll give you a quick review of my thoughts on it, because I've ridden this several times in the past. It's a really good front row ride as well, and it's also, I notice a lot of people have their hands up on it. So you really, no matter how frightened you are of roller coasters, Galactica is one that I really do feel makes everyone feel confident and to really sort of enter that, you know, flying position. It's so fun, and I know a lot of other YouTube channels mention about how it's getting quite old now, and how Alton Towers are going to have to look at maybe replacing it in the future. They were meant to be giving it a paint job with the retheme of all of Forbidden Valley, but I think there is some cost cutting there. So that sort of shows me that Galactica is still here to stay for quite some time, and I don't think that's a bad thing, because it is a really good family coaster for this park. And I'm just passing Toxicator. I really wanted to get on it today, and I will be getting on it in the next vlog I do here at Alton Towers. It's their newest edition. It's a Huss topspin, and it's their newest model of topspin as well. And yeah, I look forward to riding it in my next vlog, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, the reason I'm not doing it now is because I am running out of time, and I really want to ride Wicker Man, which is another one of my favourite coasters in the park. It's a GCI wooden coaster, and I want to get on Oblivion as well. So that's the plan, and I've just made my way to Wicker Man. Yes, this is a wooden roller coaster. It's a GCI, a Great Coasters International roller coaster. This opened in 2018. It replaced the old log flume they had here. I loved that log flume as a kid, but it's okay, because this is such a good roller coaster. It's actually quite a few people's favourites in Alton Towers. Oh, and by the way, there's a fire effect that, you know, shoots fire just on his shoulder there. That wasn't working for a long time, as I've been coming to Alton Towers for the past couple of years, but I'm glad to say it has been working today. So you will see that in the off-ride shots of Wicker Man. I think the theming of Wicker Man is really, really good. You've got a pre-show, which is good for the first time, but when you've ridden this the amount of times I have, the pre-show gets a little bit annoying. The thing with wooden roller coasters is they have a feel to them. They feel like they're on a rampage, and Wicker Man is no different. But I'll give you my full review and how it's running when I get off of it now. Yeah, it's about a 40-minute queue, so, but it's worth it for this. It definitely is. And I have just got off Wicker Man. I got a row 11 ride there. I waited about 40 minutes, and then you'll never guess what happened. Someone's phone was in their pocket, their loose pocket, and it flew out and landed like in the ride area, and so they shut the whole ride to go retrieve it. So we were waiting in line while that was going on. But fortunately, that didn't take too long. That only lasted like 10 minutes, so that was great. So yeah, I managed to get Wicker Man done, and this is what I think of Wicker Man. It is one of the best rides in the park. It is absolutely incredible, and I totally understand if it is someone's all-time favourite coaster in Alton Towers. The best bit of airtime is definitely the airtime hill after that first drop. And you got to think, Wicker Man only has little lap bars, so you get the airtime on it just feels fantastic. You get that traditional wooden feel on that coaster, where basically it's not rough, it's more, I mean, it's like a low-level roughness, which you need for a wooden roller coaster. All good wooden roller coasters need to be a little bit, just like a little bit rough, but it's more like the track is like the train is out of control, like it's on a rampage. It's that's sort of the best way I can describe it. You really feel like you're on something that has a mind of its own when you're riding a GCI like Wicker Man. It was a really good investment for Alton Towers to make, because it's also not too intimidating either. It's not too like massive that it would put like loads of people off. It is the perfect scale for Alton Towers. It's not a family coaster whatsoever. It's definitely a thrilling ride. And it really does warm up throughout the day. It's the end of the day now, and you really do feel the improvement in speed. Another thing as well, I highly recommend sitting as far back on it as you possibly can. I got row 11, which is second from the back. Wicker Man is one of those coasters where you really do feel the difference between where you sit on the ride. The reason for why the back row is the best is because the momentum of the train, the whole front of the train has already gone through an element while the back is still going through it. So basically it's whipping the back seats through that element. So you're getting loads of whip, loads more force. You go down drops faster when you sit on the back rows, so that's why you'll often find me in these vlogs talking about how good the back row of a roller coaster is. And Wicker Man is just another example of that. So I was really pleased to get row 11, and yeah, the elements on it, you don't have any inversions, because most wooden roller coasters don't have inversions. It is possible for them to have them, but it focuses more on the turns. You've got some good lateral G-force with Wicker Man, where you're getting pushed to the side of the train, but the airtime on it is definitely the best part about it. Yeah, you really do feel like you're on something that is out of control, especially later in the day when it's warmed up. It is such a good ride. I've made my way over to X Sector for my second time of the day, this time finishing my day here in this part of the park, because there's one coaster that I really want to get on that I've not been on today, and that is Oblivion. This is such an incredible coaster, and I look forward to talking to you about it when I get further down there. And here it is, the B&M beauty that is Oblivion. This is such a good B&M dive coaster. It opened in 1998. It was the world's first B&M dive machine. Now, it's not that tall out here, but they've got a huge tunnel. It is such a big drop, and it was the world's first vertical drop. It's not quite 90 degrees, but it's close enough. And so yeah, when it opened, it was the steepest drop in the world, and you really do feel it. This is yet another one of those roller coasters where Alton Towers have had to get really creative to make it just so good, because look at that tunnel they've had to make for it. Oh, I'll let you know how it rides when I get off. I'm going to be entering the single rider queue, which they only added this year. So yeah, I should hopefully get on pretty fast. Literally, the park closes in literally 7 or so minutes. It was literally 5:51 the last time I checked the time. So I've just about managed to make it to Oblivion, because the park closes at 6 o'clock today. And I have to say, that is pretty crazy considering the size of this park, and the fact that it's in the middle of the summer holidays here in the UK. So, the park should definitely be open for longer. but because it isn't a lot of the time, and if you're visiting or during the summer, I would have to say Alton Towers is a 2-day park, especially if you're coming here for the first time and you really want to make the most of it, because you will have already noticed in this vlog that I've had to miss out Galactica and Toxicator. So I would definitely recommend, oh, and Spinball Wizard I won't be able to get on today, but don't worry, I will be covering all of those in my next Alton Towers vlog. Yeah, I would definitely recommend spending 2 days here just because of the size of the park and to make sure you can really enjoy it to its full potential. But yeah, I'll let you know how Oblivion rides when I get off. And there we have it, my last ride on the day on Oblivion. I'm so glad I managed to fit that in. So I wasn't sure whether I was going to make it to Oblivion, but I did. And as you can see, there are no trains running because I was the last train of the day. I got the front row, and the brilliant thing with Oblivion is the restraints are the traditional over-the-shoulder B&M restraints which use a ratcheting system, which means they're not like flush with your body. You often get a bit of a gap unless you get stapled, where you get the complete opposite and you're like, you know, quite cramped in there. I managed to get a nice gap on that, and going down that vertical drop with a bit of a gap, you're literally in free fall. It feels amazing. Yes, it is really short, because after the first drop, that's it. You then enter the brake run. So it could definitely do with having a longer layout, but the main part of those B&M dive machines is the first drop, and it does it amazingly. So yeah, Oblivion is a brilliant ride here at Alton Towers. I'm just walking through one of the main pathways in the park, and just look how stunning it is. Just all the greenery, the trees, the wildlife as well. There's so much wildlife. There's loads of geese and ducks, super cute. I mean, if you are doing what I'm doing now, cutting across the field, you've got to watch out for geese poo. They do poo all over this field, so yeah, watch out for that. But yeah, Alton Towers, its unique selling point is its location. It is stunning. It makes for such a brilliant setting for a theme park. The attractions it has are just endless. They've got so much to do here, so much that I've not been able to fit it all in this video, and I've already fit a load in this vlog. They've got loads for all members of the family. They've got CBeebies Land, which, you know, is great for the very younger members of the family. They've got the David Walliams World, which has like the Gangster Granny ride. There's quite a bit in Mutiny Bay, which I've not covered in this vlog as well. So there's loads to do here. And the downsides of Alton Towers, you need to be prepared to walk very far. I just realised I filmed that last clip there, the review of Oblivion, and me walking past the towers again there. I realised I recorded it without, mind you, microphone, so that's why the audio quality dropped a bit there. I do apologise for that. So yeah, I've basically invested in a new little microphone there that I will be taking around the parks now. Hopefully you've heard the improvement in quality in this video. I'm really hoping it's come out good, and yeah, it makes these videos, you know, a bit better. Anyway, I'm making my way out of the park now, and yeah, just as I was saying there, one of the downsides of Alton Towers is the scale of it. I'm literally over in X sector. I'm basically at the other side of the park, and now I have to walk all the way back to get to the car park, which is probably like a 20-minute, 15-minute walk, 20-minute walk. I mean, I'm sort of walking quite fast, so I'll get there quite quick, you know, a bit quicker. But I guess, yeah, That's one of the downsides, and it's really frustrating that the Sky Ride wasn't open today, because I love the Sky Ride. You get some fantastic views of it. I'll put in a small clip now of a view I got of Wicker Man. So I really hope they get this, you know, more reliable. I mean, I don't think they will, because they've just invested millions of pounds into it, and it can't even run in 21-degree heat. So that's a real shame. But you know, the downsides of Alton Towers to one side, this park is overall a fantastic theme park. It's a full package for me. You've got everything for all members of the family. You've got so much for the thrill seekers, you know, like me, the coaster enthusiasts. So much. You know, you've got my second favourite roller coaster in the UK, Nemesis Reborn. You've got Wicker Man, you've got the Smiler, a world record holder. And I've absolutely loved my day here today. It has been fantastic. And I really do look forward to coming back in the near future to show you Toxicator, their new investment for this year. I love Toxicator, so I look forward to getting on that in the near future and bringing that to you as well. And also Galactica and Spimble Whizzer and some other stuff. But anyway, be sure to smash that like button if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel. It really does help out, especially because I am literally brand new here. Also, be sure to leave a comment. I read all your comments, and yeah, any interactions you have with the channel is greatly appreciated. Oh, I've had such a great day today. My name is Max Grindon, and this has been Max G-Force. Thank you so much for watching.